In and around Rupp Arena, the term number one gets passed around like Kleenex in a daycare center in February. Basketball supremacy, national titles for the Kentucky basketball team are all part of a 12-month-a-year expectation. Football is a bit different. Becoming number one isn't realistic, at least right now. Beating number one is a bucket list moment for the program, and one that last happened against LSU in '07. Mississippi State led virtually all day, and Highlands graduate Patrick Tolles hooked up on a 58-yard toss to Javis Blue, all to pay dirt, cut the deficit to 31-24. With his arm and his feet, Tolles had an astounding 466 of Kentucky's 504 yards of offense. Personal foul there, 38-31, onside kick at midfield. But to beat number one, you can't let the worst possible thing that can happen. 45-31, Mississippi State left Lexington with a win.
We were an onside kick away from going in and tying, and getting the ball. We had been moving it pretty good. So, I mean, those aren't great odds getting onside kicks, but we were within 7 points of the number one team in the country, and certainly we need to do things better. But I think they're very good and very well coached, and they put a lot of stress on you.
Martin led the Miami Redhawks into a battle of one-win teams against Kent State, and on the game plan, let his quarterback run. Andrew Hendricks ran for 104 yards. The only score came on the ground, and Miami won for the second time this season, 10-3. On the west side, it was homecoming at Mount St. Joe. Charles McCall rushed for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns to lift the Lions to a blowout victory, 63-14 over Anderson. Thomas Moore across the river was one better, 64-7 against Grove City. For the second time this year, Gunnar Keel took a shot to the ribs in Friday's win over South Florida. That again forced the UC quarterback to sit out the second half. A UC spokesman tells Local 12 that Keel's status hasn't changed. It's day-to-day as it has been for weeks since Keel first got hurt earlier this year. The Golden State Warriors have cut Sean Kilpatrick, but a source in the organization said it looks like SK will end up with the Santa Cruz Warriors of that team's developmental league. A report indicates that former Ohio State standout Aaron Kraft will be SK's teammate out there. For two perennial powers in the GCL, Moeller and St. X, these are the let's see where we really are type games. And if I-71 South looked like a caravan of Cleveland area high school football fans, it was. It was North against South. Ninth-ranked St. Ignatius led St. X 10-7 in the third, but the Bombers took the lead on a scoring toss from Sean Clifford to big tight end Noah Davis, 14-10 X. Steve Speck's team sits at number 10 in the rankings. Hand the ball to the back. Diving effort put the game away. The Bombers beat St. I by 2 touchdowns, 24-10. Brian Kelly with nice sunglasses came back to watch Lakewood St. Edward and the two-time defending champs at Moeller. Brett Keene and Cole Guest, they botched the option, and Moeller pounced on the football. But later in the quarter, Andrew Dowell took the carry and won the sprint to pay dirt for a commanding 24-3 lead. Moeller ended up adding a touchdown, but the comeback stalled out. Matt Crable went down on the grass, 24-10. St. Ed's beat the men of Mo. Lights are back on for hockey at US Bank Arena to showcase the Cyclones championship banners. In the home opener against Kalamazoo, Wade Megan lit the lamp and did it beautifully to tie the game at 1. Later, it was time to force the issue, get out in the open ice. Andrew Yogan on the breakaway went to the backhand to light the lamp, 2-1 Cyclones. But Kalamazoo exploded, to say the least. 7 unanswered goals to beat Cincinnati 8-2.